I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night, and now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the
It is all around us. The magic is everywhere around us. Hello, how are you? Magic all around us. It's everywhere. Oh, but what's it like when everything is scattered? When our mind is scattered, our emotions are scattered, money's scattered, hassles in the house. Oh, where's the woo? It's all around you then. Good evening and welcome to the second show of 2020 of Soul and Beyond. I'm Gwenda, your host, a mystic, healer, esoteric. What's that other word people call me? Oh, eccentric, eclectic. I quite like that one, eclectic. What kind of titles do you have for yourself? Ms., Mr., Miss, Pumpkin? I don't know. We are going to have fun tonight. Welcome. If you are new to Soul and Beyond, welcome. Stay for the ride. If not, that's fine too. But stay for the ride and find out some amazing things, how you can bring your energy into balance, how you can embrace spiritual energy. Is there a difference? Yeah, sure there is. Mind, body, spirit, mind, body, soul, the afterlife, magic around you. There is so much to explore. So when we're looking at being in sync, out of sync, what is that exactly? Well, if you're really scattered, your energy's really scattered, your mind won't quieten, you can't find peace, you've got nagging pains or worry about money. Gosh, and we're only 20 days into the first month of 2026. I hope you're not into that space already, but who knows? What does it mean when we're in those kind of spaces? And what takes us there? Oh, what was that? Well, we have a visitor already. So that's awesome. And that's something else. If you're new here, new to Soul and Beyond, then that's something that we often have the most wonderful experience of, is people coming in either from spirit for you, because yes, I am a medium, or divine messengers who come in to be of service to you, to help. And often they will channel straight through, or they will let me know they're here. And you know what's most important? They're actually here for you. So if there is an archangel, a guardian, a guide, like a beautiful, I'm going to say the classic that everyone loves to paint, the Indian chief, then they're here for you. If there is a totem animal that has arrived, this is the year of the horse, but hey, the bear is showing at the moment. Well, they are here for you, not for me. And what I will do is bring their messages to you. Tony Taylor, thank you very much. What a beautiful message. I'm going to put you up there. Great time for wise counsel. It's a pleasure to have you back again. Tony, where are you from? Michelle, hello, hello. Nice to see you. Yes, Tony, magic everywhere. Tanya Atkins, good evening and welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, that's probably not going to be one that will stay here. No, we'll just put them out. And that one. And Kat Gray, hello to you, sweet. Nice to see you here. So how has the first 20 days of we seem to have some problem viewers tonight, so please excuse me if I have to go across there and be deleting comments, but that's what happens because it just doesn't work if it's not in alignment, which is what we're going to be talking about. Oh, Tony, you're in the US and it's 4:30 a.m. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Well, that is marvelous, Tony, and it's an absolute thrill to have you here at 4:30 a.m. So we are on opposite sides of the clock. It's 5:37 here on Tuesday afternoon. So it must be Monday for you, Tony. Wow. Now we have got, and what's this person saying? His wife and I are both Native Indigenous. She's Cherokee, Choctaw, me, Alabama, Creek, Arapaho, Cherokee. Wow. Welcome, Ronald. Welcome, you and your wife. That is absolutely beautiful. No, now doesn't surprise me that I see the image of a beautiful Indian chief and also the bear. That's incredible. It's a pleasure, Tony. Oh, it's Tuesday morning. Okay, so we're on the opposite sides of the clock on the same day. It's wonderful. So when we are looking at alignment, if anyone practices yoga, there was a time where alignment, and you would have teachers that would take you into alignment and help adjust your body. When we're looking at the body, there are aspects of us, like our spine, our skeleton, that we want to sit in place. You know, the bones should actually be in alignment and our joints in alignment. The spine should stack on top of itself. And that's why people go to physios and chiros and say things like, my back is out. I would love to see that because physically it can't be, but that's the language, right? My back is out. My neck is out. It's gone out somewhere. Hi, Liz. Welcome. So when we're looking at the physical body, that is actually a very important part of being in alignment, because when we're looking at spiritual energy and energy, your body is the manifestation of where you are in alignment or not when it comes to your soul, your spirit, your alignment with the divine and with the greater beings around who are here to help you. So your first place to look is your body. When you stand up, are your shoulders folded forward? Are your hips tilted forward or back? Do your feet fan out? How do you hold your arms? All of these things indicate whether you are in sync, meaning in alignment, or not. And then when we go into the emotional body, Are we in alignment and able to hold our emotions in a phase or a space that gives us peace, that gives us expansion, or not? Have our emotions got a hold of us and are now projecting through our body and showing us through our posture, through our digestion, through pain, that we have emotional burden stuck within us? And then there is the mind. Spiritual energy and the mind, yes, absolutely interrelated. Absolutely interrelated. When the mind is scattered and it's chaotic and it's busy and it's relentless talking to you, then there is no spiritual balance. There is a deficit of spiritual energy. And in turn, that ricochets down into your overall energy, your overall vitality. And these things are all of the key indicators that show you whether you are in alignment in your entire life and in your being, meaning with your soul. Now, before we get really excited about these things, of course, there are going to be days when life throws you sideways. There can be an incident. You could witness a serious accident, and you bring home with you the shock, maybe even a sense of trauma, and maybe even some of the fragmentation of the pain that the people who were in the accident have held, and it's dispersed out and you've picked up some of it. However, when you are in strong spiritual energy alignment and you are in deep alignment with yourself, you are aware of picking up those things. You're aware of that energy and you are able to bring yourself into alignment very quickly. Last weekend, I had to rush away to my mum, who was taken to hospital as an emergency. So for me, going to a hospital is diabolical because there are spirits that walk around everywhere. There is pain everywhere. There is pain. Sometimes there's celebration, right? But there is pain everywhere, and particularly on a medical ward, and there are people preparing to leave, as in leave their body and go to the doorways, the pathways of heaven. So for me, it's vitally important that I hold my energy strong. And what do I send out in that energy? Well, you know what? You also need to be very vigilant with your energy wherever you are and whatever you're doing in your day. So when we're looking at being in alignment and we want to hold ourselves in a place of resilience, be feeling strong vitality, have clarity of mind, this takes you to put things into practice from the minute that you wake up. And those things are centering yourself into the earth, letting yourself feel your way as if you are grounding deep into the earth, like the roots of a big willow tree, and bringing energy out that has accumulated through the night. If you sleep next to someone, you will have accumulated some of their wandering energy through the night, and it doesn't belong to you. So being able to center your energy first thing in the morning, giving your body space. That's why we stretch. And if we have a look at cats, birds, dogs, giraffes, they all stretch. Every living being stretches. But for a human, it's very important to stretch to give space in the body. And when you give space in the spine, you actually give your chakras more space for the energy to move. You know, your chakras move in opposites, two realms of moving energy. So if you're all crippled over from the night before, then your chakras are all bent down and that energy cannot flow. When it cannot flow easily, then the organs are affected. Now we're back in the body. Your body is such an important vessel. It is affected by everything that you say, you think, you do, you eat, you drink, and how you move or not. So being in alignment, first and foremost, I'm really going to have a look at your body. You have a look at your body. You move in it, you walk in it every day. So you know what your body feels like, and you know what grinds and aches and pains. Even the yoga instructor, the yoga teacher mentioned this morning, there's a lot of cracking and crunching going on here today. People must have been doing some strange things on the weekend, or eating a lot of food that creates a lot of acid, and that then creates a lot of pockets of inflammation and popping and things in the joints. And I'm just going to have a look at some of the comments before we get carried away. Carry forth, hello. Yeah, keeping cool in the heat. You're right about that. And I'm going to ask for Archangel Michael to sweep his sword and cobalt blue light through all who think they need to put a comment up that really is not in alignment with everything that is being brought for you this afternoon, tonight, or in Tony's case, early morning, and clear those energies away. When we're looking at spiritual alignment, what does it bring to mind for you? So we have a lovely man, Ronald, with his wife, Native Indigenous, Cherokee Indians. Spiritual alignment, they are deeply, deeply aligned with all of the elements, all of nature, and have an incredible relationship with Mother Earth and everything to do with what we call the weather. So what do you feel about spiritual alignment? What does it mean for you? When you're having a look at spiritual alignment, it's really important for you to really have your determination of what that is. It's a bit like, what are your personal values? Because in my experience, many people can't actually express their personal values. They're not able to express them, therefore they can't live them. And that brings them immediately out of alignment in mind, body, spirit, soul, and definitely with the divine. Now, I heard a person the other day saying that you do not have to believe in angels. You do not have to believe in spirit guides or in your loved ones being around you after they've gone, because they're around you anyway. But the fact is that without belief, you can't access them. Yes, they are around. Yes, they answer you. But if you don't believe in them, then you're not able to be in alignment to receive their messages and their guidance. You will think, wow, that was a really funny coincidence. That was a really strange synchronicity that came my way. But this is part of spiritual alignment. And to have spiritual alignment means to be able to sit in that place of faith, of belief, to sit in a beautiful space of peace where you accept that there is something far greater than yourself of which you are part of. And you feel the alignment. So it's divine alignment. Divine union is what I often speak about in the School of H.E.A.L, which the spiritual school of H.E.A.L is wisdom, enlightenment, self-healing. It can also mean other things for everyone. Oh, good evening, Slinky. So now we have the cat element to come in and join us. Yes, Michelle says it beautifully. I feel peace and harmony when I'm aligned, or when I'm aligned. And that is spot on. And when you are in that place of being in alignment, then your body is at ease, your body is at peace. So it's really, really beneficial, and it just changes your life in so many ways to be in that place of being in alignment. Your home can also show where you are in alignment or where you're not. When I walk around the neighborhood where I live, and I've lived here for a long time now, and I've seen the changes over the years, and I know when someone has been very unwell, maybe they've passed, or when the house has been sold, because the energy and the presentation of the yard is different. If the person is very sick, I notice that the plants are also very sick. If they have passed, there will be a lot of plants that have also passed, and things look very, what's a good word for it? Things look very not alive. I'm not going to say the other word. They just look very not alive. And then when the house has been sold, it's extremely evident, because nothing is looked after. There is not the relationship with nature as there was before. So your home, your garden, is a direct reflection of your alignment, an alignment in your life. Abundance can also be seen in your garden, in your yard. Tanya, I feel more open to hear what it is I need to hear when I'm in alignment. That's also beautiful. And I love what Tanya's saying here. I feel more open. Now, she's put on there, I feel more open to hear. When you are in alignment, you will feel a very different openness, and you will feel life brings things to you differently, like they land softly, they land openly, and you find opportunities and relationships change. They flow with ease, and they're full of harmony. Michelle, I gave 3 big bags of clothes to Vinny's today and cleaned my second drawer in the kitchen. Beautiful. So you're welcoming in new opportunities, you're welcoming in new energy and releasing stagnant old energy. These are ways that you can bring yourself into alignment. But one place I want to go very much is your mind. You know, for me, in the experiences that I've had with helping people heal, with helping them become more attuned to their inner wisdom, to their wellspring of inner peace, is getting them past their mind. However, there's also that emotional connection. So for me, there is no separation. There's no separation about my mind, my emotions, my body. It is all one. There is no part of us that can be separated. Everything works like clockwork or not. So if we have a chaotic mind, we will have a chaotic heart. If we have a chaotic and stressed mind, we will have stress in the arteries, in the joints, and stress in our thoughts. We will not manage with emotional disturbances when we have chaos in the mind. Now let's flip that around and go, what about chaos in the heart? Well, now we're deep in the seat of emotions, the most powerful of emotions, love and hate. The Chinese approach, which I love, traditional Chinese medicine, show that Specific emotions are held in specific organs. And it's very, very correct. But when it comes to hate and resentment, we can actually burden our heart with those two very dense, very dark emotions. Where they herald in the other organs is the liver and the gallbladder. Now, if the liver is not functioning well and it's bound up through hate, anger, resentment, the gallbladder is too. And where does that weigh even more in the body? Weighs into the heart. So you see, there is nothing that can be taken apart and put out separately. So when we're looking at ourselves to find out if we're in alignment, we have to really be able to look at every part of us. And we need very much to be very bold, very courageous, to say, this isn't working for me. This hasn't been working for me. And why do we need to be bold and courageous with ourselves? We're taught to be bold and courageous to succeed, to achieve. But that's not really the best anchoring of bold and courageous. When you are bold with yourself, you need to be honest. And that actually steps you into divine grace. And it steps you into divine union. There is nothing more powerful than that. It's an incredible place to live from. It's an incredible place to carry yourself through the day. And when we are courageous with how we look at ourselves, how we look at how we talk about ourselves, how we talk about others, what kind of things we talk about during the day, when we're courageous looking at those ways, those practices or ways of being in the day, it takes courage to go, that really wasn't very good. That really didn't help me out. But most often we would rather look outwardly, and we look and blame others, or we look at others and think, oh, well, it's all right for you in your life, or, oh, poor you. But we're missing the point when we're not being courageous and bold toward ourselves and with ourselves. Both those things, being bold and being courageous with yourself, steps you into a different radiance of energy. It takes you into a place where the angels can reach you, where your guides can reach you, and more importantly, where your own wisdom of your soul, your future self, strengths from your past self can reach you. And then everything becomes magic. Everything has a different feel, a different awareness. Hi, Vicky. Thank you for the loves. That's beautiful. Back to you. So, did I have to be bold and courageous with myself while I was with my mum on the weekend and then when I had to leave her? Yes, absolutely I did. And I've had to be yesterday and today. And it's the only way that I can move through what I know is coming. And I'm not saying that when I know what's coming comes, that I'm going to be breezing along. No, I'm not. I'll miss her terribly, and I will find it difficult to adjust without her and the human aspect. But already I am utilizing the strengths of being bold and courageous toward myself, within myself. And that is where I can tap into the incredible wellspring of peace and harmony. You, and you, every one of you has the most amazing wellspring, eternal wellspring of peace, of harmony, of joy. It is what you are created from. It is what you are by essence. And when you can be in alignment with that, which is spiritual alignment, then you can move through the experiences of this human lived experience differently. And you can afford to sit back and go, you know, that was really hard. That was a difficult thing for me to get through, but I'm on the other side of it. And I actually came through it with more grace, more ease than I thought I would. But the trick is to have been working on yourself, to have been exploring yourself. Michelle will tell you, I say, become your own excavator, your own archaeologist. You know, when you look at how an archaeologist looks after the ground, how they look after the bones that they dig up, they're incredibly gentle. Why? Because things could fall apart. Well, when you are your own archaeologist, you bring kindness, you bring sincerity, you bring love, gentleness, bold and courageous. With every stroke of the brush that you're using as you look to yourself, as you excavate and bring forward the things that are laying underneath, or the things that might be right on the surface, but you just don't want to look at them. You can make this life so incredibly rich, abundant, joyful, and harmonious by knowing yourself really, really well and being tremendously honest with where you're at with everything in your life. Yes, thanks, Tanya. Your own archaeologist. Do your own dig. It's really cool to do. And treating yourself with that reverence, with that respect. Learning how to be your own archaeologist, learning how to do your own dig, that's what we're all about in the School of H.E.A.L, the Spiritual School of H.E.A.L. And this is what I bring to you, are the tools, the practices, and the ways for you to be able to do that. Because over all the years that I have been involved in helping people heal, and beginning as a nurse and then moving through as a master personal trainer, a holistic lifestyle coach, and many different certifications all around being healthy, being well, being strong, the thing that I've found, the most common thing I've found, is the lack of understanding oneself. And the really interesting part is on not being willing to have a look at what the pain is that we're holding. We do funny things as we go through our life. We do really strange things of holding on to stuff. And that brings us out of alignment. And the soul, your guides, the angels, they call to you all the time to encourage you to come back into alignment. And if you're not listening, then they will stop you one way or another. And you'll wonder why. Why did I have to have this hold up? Why did I have to have this heart attack? Why did I have to have this experience with cancer? Oh, multiple sclerosis. Why did I have to have this broken leg? Well, we haven't been listening. Now, in March, not too far away already, I'm bringing forward the Sacred Healers Retreat. And this is going to be an amazing experiential experience that will change your life in many ways. And it will be on different levels for each of you. I would love you to join me. There are limited spots, and no, that is not a marketing ploy. It is a fact. I don't take great big groups because I look for the nurturing through an intimate small group, and for you to really walk away with changes that are sustainable. So if you're finding yourself in a place of feeling very scattered, very chaotic, anxiety, irritable bowel, skin eruptions, temper eruptions, then come along to the Sacred Healers Retreat. I can promise you it'll be something that you have never experienced before, because I will be the vessel for 4 sacred healers to channel through me and bring through their guidance, their healing. And each one of them will touch you in the way that is right for you. If you would like to find out where that is, where you can find the information for it, then all you have to do is go to this website and you will find the information for the Sacred Healers Retreat. A small, intimate gathering for powerful experiential experience with 4 of the master sacred healers, me as their vessel. You coming along with a broken heart, with a heavy heart, you will walk away feeling joy, feeling a new sense of life, a new sense of alignment. It is going to be an incredible 2 days, absolutely beautiful. And I'll look forward to seeing you there. So there are many ways. Absolutely, Tony. And I love that too. Thank you. Elevated around love. That's exactly right. I just love that. It is heart elevated around love. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you, Tony. Bringing you into spiritual alignment. One thing that you can do each day is do an audit. You know, we were talking about being your own archaeologist. Well, at the end of the day, you could do a little check-in with yourself and see how you went. 5 minutes. Now, there are 3 things people use as their most typical excuse for not doing something, following up with something, or for not going into their inner practices. The most common one is time, the other is money, and the other is health. And those 3 excuses work because people won't question you. So when you say, I haven't had time, I've been really busy. Oh, I've been under the pump. People are like, oh, wow. Oh, sorry to hear that. I hope it eases off soon. But they don't most often ask you with what. Sometimes if they do, the next best answer is the kids. Kids are a fantastic excuse. Now, I've been a single mother. I've had little ones and I've worked full time. I know very well how it can be an excuse. And I'm very proud to say it was never, ever, ever one that I used. Funny thing, it's just not been my way of life. Health. If you say to someone, oh, I haven't been able to do XYZ, or say to me, oh, I haven't been able to do those exercises you gave me, Gwenda, because I wasn't really feeling well. I got a bit of a cold, or you blame someone else's health. My hubby was sick, my kids were sick, the cat was sick. Well, I'm going to say to you straight up front, you are so far out of alignment when you use excuses like time, money, health, because those are the precious ones that you know people won't question you on. So you know you're safe to use them. But here's the thing. If you have an issue with trust, if you have an issue with abundance, then the very first thing you need to do is stop telling lies. Stop telling things that are not truth. Because when you know, and you always know, when you are not telling the truth, then you create a lack of trust within yourself. And that's exactly what you'll get back. Also, when you live in a place of projecting other people's stuff out there as an excuse for yourself, you become further and further and further away from being in spiritual alignment, from being able to hear the guidance of your soul, your higher self, your greater self, whatever you want to call it, and most definitely from being able to hear the guidance from the divine and all the messengers. You'll bring the kitten with you, Tanya. See, there's a solution to every problem. Bring the kitten. It's only a baby. Bring it with you. I'd love it. Yes. Checking in on yourself at the end of the day. And that's also beautiful. And Tony, well done. A lovement for my vessel. That's gorgeous. So doing a little audit on yourself at the end of the day. How did I sit? How did I walk? What kind of conversations did I participate in? What were my thoughts through most of the day? How did I respond to them? How did I nourish my body, nurture myself through the day? Was it with a lot of processed food? Was it with a lot of sugar? Was it with a lot of nothing? How did I rest my body? You know, and giving yourself 5 minutes to do a lovely little audit on yourself is a really good way to start to see where you are in alignment or where you're not. Alignment in your body, alignment in your mind, in your heart, emotions, and your divine alignment. Yes, it's an absolute must. And you know, before you speak something that you know isn't a truth, it's best to pause and ask yourself, why would I be doing this? Where is my boldness? Where is my courageousness? To honor myself and to honor the person that I'm speaking to. And most importantly, to honor my divine union. So bring yourself into a place of alignment in every aspect. And the other thing what they're showing me here is a stick figure. And you could do a circle around your chest for your heart, circle around your head or above your head. Actually, sorry, they want one above the head, so away from the head, a one around the head like a helmet, around the feet, around the hands, and one around the mouth. And you could use that as your little illustration for your audit for the day. Around your mouth, what were you speaking? Around your mind, what were you thinking? What was your dominant thoughts during the day? Around your heart, what are you carrying in your heart? Around your center, you know, your abdomen is where the center of your power, your personal power resides. So if you've got troubles in your organs in there, you need to be really being courageous and asking yourself, wow, where am I giving my power away? Where am I holding my power back? And around your feet, where am I centered? How am I walking in my body? Am I walking with courageousness, boldness, and am I walking strong? Or am I all over the place? Now, why around your hands? Because you do a lot with your hands. You touch other people. You touch yourself. Your hands are full of nadis, of beautiful energy points, loads of chakras in here. So every time you use your hands, you are expending energy. So circles around your hands and your audit, how did I use my hands today? Was I pointing a finger at someone? Because if I was, I've got 4 pointing back to myself, maybe 9. Or was I directing? How did I use my hands? When I connected with someone, when I touched someone, what did they receive from me? What was in my hands for them? What energy? And these are the things that you can ask yourself in your audit that will bring you into alignment and allow you to live from a place of deep harmony, deep peace, and most importantly, to use Tanya's words, open to hear, open to receive. And remember prayer. Remember prayer for guidance, prayer for your alignment and connection. Well, it's come to that time of the evening, everyone. I thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you. I love your interactions, and I very much love that you come in at all different times, 4:30 a.m. in the morning, 9 o'clock in the evening. Thank you. I'll look forward to be back with you next week. And wow, next week will be almost to the end of January. First month of the year gone down. Why not do an audit at the end of January and see where you're at? See what you're carrying. How has the year begun, and what can you release? What can you bring in to bring you into alignment so that you can step forward into January in a whole different, bold, courageous energy? Thank you, Michelle. It's beautiful. And Tony, you have a magnificent day, Tony. Thank you one and all, and I'll see you next week.